Welcome to the SensED lesson tutorial number 16. Today, we will explore art as emotional expression, a multimodal sensory activity designed for students aged 10 to 13 years old. This lesson helps students identify emotions, express feelings through creative art, and develop emotional awareness in a safe and supportive environment. Using colors, shapes, textures, and personal symbols, students learn that emotions can be communicated in many different ways, including without words. Before beginning, prepare the learning environment. You will need paper in different sizes, paints, colored pencils or markers, emotion cards, and tactile materials such as sponges, cotton, or fabric pieces. Optional materials may include photographs or visual examples that help students connect emotions with colors, textures, and artistic elements. Create an organized and predictable workspace with clearly arranged materials and a visual schedule showing the lesson steps. If possible, provide a quiet area where students can take a break if needed. Begin by introducing basic emotions. Show emotion cards representing feelings such as joy, sadness, anger, and calmness. Invite students to observe the facial expressions and discuss what each emotion might look or feel like. Ask a simple question: "How do you feel today?" Students may respond verbally, point to a card, use gestures, or simply choose an emotion image. All forms of communication should be accepted and valued. Next, introduce the idea that emotions can be represented through colors. Provide examples such as joy may be represented by yellow, sadness may be represented by blue, anger may be represented by red, calmness may be represented by green. Explain that these are only examples and that students may choose different colors if they feel a different connection. There are no right or wrong choices. Now begin the creative phase. Invite students to create an artwork called My Emotion Today. Students can use colors, shapes, textures, lines, symbols, or collage materials to represent how they feel. Some students may create abstract designs. Others may draw people, places, objects, or patterns. Encourage students to focus on expressing their emotions rather than creating a perfect picture. The emphasis is on personal meaning and self-expression. Once the artwork is complete, invite students to share in pairs or small groups. Students may talk about their artwork, point to colors or symbols, or simply display their work. Verbal explanations are optional. The goal is to create a supportive atmosphere where students feel comfortable expressing themselves in different ways. Use positive reinforcement to acknowledge effort, creativity, and participation. Remember that students have different sensory preferences. For sensory-seeking learners, offer richly textured materials, opportunities to paint with hands or tools, and optional background music to enhance engagement. For sensory-avoidant learners, provide pencils or markers instead of paint. Avoid strong smells, and reduce the number of colors or materials available at one time. Allow students to observe before participating if needed. Flexible participation supports inclusion and emotional safety. And throughout the lesson, observe students' engagement, emotional awareness, and creative choices. Notice how they select colors, shapes, and materials, and how they communicate their feelings through art. Remember that meaningful participation may be demonstrated through drawing, pointing, selecting materials, or using visual supports rather than spoken language. Art as emotional expression is more than an art lesson. It is an opportunity for students to explore emotions, build self-awareness, develop self-regulation skills, and discover creative ways to communicate their inner experiences. By validating all forms of expression, we help students feel understood, respected, and confident in sharing who they are. Thank you for watching this SensED lesson tutorial.